What is up, App Nation? It is TP Young, founder of appmasters.com, and welcome to our weekly Friday YouTube live stream. And we're going to have a guest soon, but we've been having technical problems with Melon. Melon, you did this to me. Finally got to work, so hopefully people are here. Say hi in the chat. You're probably at the old stream. I did put it in the comment if you were in the old stream to be here. So, what we're going to talk about today is all about the ad creatives that are working today. Look, it's super important because these ad platforms have gotten so smart with all their technologies and their machine learning. Your focus as a marketer is to come up with the winning ad creatives. These are, when I say ad creatives, for those who aren't familiar, it is the graphics or the videos that show up to really target your audience and get them to install and obviously pay for your app. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down all the industry insights in terms of cost per acquisition, cost per click, and the best performing ad creatives. So I'm going to try to get my guests on. We've been having problems. The link has changed so many different times, so hopefully he'll join too. But I'm glad to see people make it. All right, Noah, you made it to the right stream, and my son Noah made it to the right stream. Glad he's up too. Okay, so I do see people here. Good. I'm glad you guys made it. All right, if our guest Ashish doesn't make it in time, we're just going to flip the model a little bit, and we'll start off with the app audits and then talk about actual content of the show as well. But if you guys got any questions, leave a comment below, and then I will make sure we've got Luke. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you guys made it. I know Luke, Adrian, you here? Let's see who is here. Joe, Luke, Adrian, where you guys hopefully made it over to. Sorry, I didn't, man. I was stressing. I'm like sweaty. You guys don't know this, but I'm like so stressing out over nothing, really. Okay, let's get into the app audits too as we wait for Ashish to join and have him kind of walk through the 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 presentation that he put together for us. So I'm gonna start off. Let's just start off with dad jokes. Let's just have some fun. All right. I'm gonna start off with the dad jokes. Sheesh did not have some dad jokes, so it's very disappointing. Sheesh, he's not here, so I can say all this stuff. All right. And I only got to do one last week, but I found some really good ones. Okay. I wonder if Ricardo's here. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, bro. All right. All right. So Josh, what do you call an armadillo at a fashion show? What do you call an armadillo at a fashion show? A role model. Oh, this thing isn't even working. All right. There you go. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I got to talk to Josh from Miracle Morning. Great book. Go check it out, Miracle Morning. And so we're going to do the app audit first, and then we'll get into some of the ad creatives as well. So if you want us to take a look at your app on a future YouTube live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. You'll find the free, and then you'll find a paid one as well if you want to do the paid one. All right, cool. Let me go into the app itself. And so Yan emailed us and said, hey, this is Yan's app. Doing pretty well, Yan. Pull it up. Okay, here it is. So Yan said, ASO, how to rank higher in Google Play search results. It's WeNote, Notes, Notebook, Notepad, a lot of Notepad stuff. Yan, I had to like redo everything. So I had like data.ai up, all this stuff, and then I'd restart my browser just because. All right, so technical problems, I apologize. About the app, ad-free, easy to use notebook to note-taking app. It's got pretty good downloads, 1 million downloads, so congrats. Hey, Ashish is here. Hey, Ashish, how's it going?
Steve. Hi, how are you? Good, thank you.
You fine? All right. So I already gave the intro. People know who you are. Well, we're gonna flip the model a little bit. We'll talk up. We'll take a look at the app audits first,
Sure,
since I was waiting, and then we'll talk about the winning ad creatives there. So
absolutely.
I'm just back to Yan, and then feel free to jump in anytime you want. But Yan emailed us and he said, "Hey, take a look at our app. He wants to rank better in Google Play search results." And so I'll
Okay,
lead, and you can just jump in anytime. So interrupt me
sure.
anytime you want. All right. So it looks like it's a notebook app. Pretty interesting. What I don't like, he's a million downloads. What I don't like is the fact that you're going notes, notebook, notepad. It just doesn't feel right because if you look at Google Play search results, like the icon and the app name are the ones that show up the most. And so it
Yes,
just feels like too spammy for me, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Like you want good keywords. So whether it's notes or it's notebook or it's notepad, like pick one that has the most traffic and lead with that one. Now people do ask me this too, Ashish. On Google Play, like Google Web SEO, the keywords to the left, so it should be feature, then colon brand. And that does
Yes,
help,
yes, it
right?
does.
So that
Yeah, the
anything you want to
idea,
add?
Steve, is that even though he has made sure that a lot of keywords are associated in the name itself, but it's sometimes it get mixed up, and they might end up downloading something else. So the idea is that stand out a little bit, which he did by using VNote, but using a lot of notes, notebook, notepad, it's kind of a bit of stretch. But yes,
Yeah.
VNote would definitely stand out.
Yeah, I like the name, we know, but like I would
Yeah,
just put notepad or notebook as one of
along
the things.
this.
And
Yeah,
I did look at their keyword rankings. They weren't ranking well for a lot of the bigger ones out there too. Now,
yeah,
one of the things, so let's say it's probably notes, right? Like notes is probably the big keyword, I'm gonna assume.
yes,
All right, let's go. Let's see where notes. Notepad notes. So it looks like a lot of people are notes.
yeah,
Notepad reminder. Yeah. So that would be the primary keyword. What I also have been recommending to people is use video like this one,
yes,
because my assumption is on Google SEO, web SEO, video helps SEO rankings, right? I
a
think that's, I
lot.
don't know if that still applies, but yeah, okay, good. Because I know this is back in like early 2010s range. Video websites, web pages with video helps with SEO because, and then if you name, so what I've been recommending
Yeah,
people to do, and let's take a quick look at this video, is use the keywords in your YouTube video. YouTube has its own algorithm to rank.
yes,
So you want good title, they have their own little keyword field. And so you want to have all these things, the metadata that you're currently using in your ASO on your video. So
yes,
we'll take a quick look at this. Note shelf for Android with notes. Yeah, they got note taking app, notes for Android. They're not doing a great job with the tags. So you can have tags within YouTube as well. So you want to put
yes,
tags in here. He has a good title, good description. That should help with Google Play SEO as well.
it does.
Anything else you want to add, Ashish?
That's mostly it. As you said, the video is quite interactive. The people would, more tenderly, look after the videos more rather than images. They react more to the videos, which obviously catch your eye. People look at an ad. That's the creative part. What we're talking about, how you present your product overall. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
one key thing, which is really good.
Yeah. And the last thing I would say is, so optimize that, optimize your short description. Those are the ones that have the biggest weight in terms of just keyword
Absolutely.
downloads. One thing that I am trying to do more of is, and I think they're kind of doing this, is like having the keyword that I'm targeting in that first screenshot too. So I like
Yes.
colorful notes, but it could be like
Hmm.
notepad, colorful notepad, or note taking made
Absolutely.
easy. Those keywords are in that first screenshot. And we've seen pretty good
Yes.
improvements for our clients when we do that stuff like that.
Yes.
All right. And the last thing I'll mention is, and I've seen this with one of our other clients, is if you start like Google ads and Google Play, they tend to help out a lot. And so if you think about like running some ads, now this is just one client, but what we saw was when she started running Google ads for her Google Play app, we actually started
Hmm.
increasing. We were able to achieve number one for a lot of keywords. We were already in the top three. So we were
Yeah.
our top five, and then we were able to achieve number one. And when I search for that keyword within the Google Play, like the ad shows up too. I don't
Yeah.
know if the ad, it might be because the Google algorithm, if you think about it, like the ad gets a lot of high click through rates. And so it's starting to manipulate the organic rankings too. But I think that's what my hunch is happening. Like when you're running Google ads, if you
Yeah.
have the keywords that, like in your headlines, have the keywords you're
Yes.
targeting there too. And that should help out your organic rankings as well.
That's the most important thing. If you have the same platform, such as if you're trying to promote something on Google Play Store, And if you
Yeah.
have Google Ads running, obviously it gives you a big impact over your organic search. And as you said, it definitely helps out with the video. Google Play Store, comes up with a lot of ads on itself when people try to search for any particular, you know, app, and they,
Seriously.
come up with this all those videos.
Yeah, like right here, Notepad right here. And I think,
Yeah.
let's see where Notepad ends up. But we did see an increase. Yeah, Google is pushing right here. They're down here, but Google is pushing so many ads, Ashish. It's
Yes,
insane.
it
Ads, and
is.
then what we noticed too was like, Josh, maybe I'll do your app, Miracle Morning. Yeah. So what I noticed with this too, branded downloads have gone down ever since Google changed their UI. So you see
Okay.
Miracle Morning. Where does your eye go, Ashish? Where does your eye go after I search this?
I go for the screenshots and then, the apps below it. I
Yeah,
think if the
right?
first, yeah, if the first
This is what
screenshot is
I
going to be a
see.
video, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
This is what I
more
see. I'm
bigger.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And so that's what we've seen with one of our bigger clients who have brands. They're like,
yeah,
our branded search downloads went like took a nosedive ever since
yeah.
Google changed their UI to this. And so be careful with that stuff too. Like they're really pushing ads. So it's almost like a necessity these days.
I mean, so if you search for that particular app as you search for it, the app itself is like quite small, and the other apps are,
Yeah.
more highlighted.
Right.
It's the UI. Yeah, they've changed it.
It's the UI. Google. Google. How dare you?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's take a look at his app, Yan's app, and we'll go quickly through this.
Sure.
Oh, Yan, come on. All right. You can't do this. All right. Yeah, watch some of our videos, man. So the best practices are, and I should probably create another video about this. Like the best practices, you want an onboarding experience, have that. Like regurgitate some of the things that you have in your apps right here, like your screenshots. I mean, great
Yeah,
onboarding experience. 3 to 5 screens is enough. I'd probably try to stick with 3 if I can. Add some questions like, what are you here for? What are you
yeah,
struggling with? What do you want to take notes for? Are you a student? So we've seen that asking 1 or 2 questions helps increase conversions. And then you want to show your pricing page during that onboarding process. So right now you're giving
yes.
up a lot of revenues. And we actually saw this with one of our apps. We had to change some things around, Ashish, and
Okay,
for some reason we stopped showing the paywall, and then I was like, our conversions went from 16 to 20%, install the trial, to
okay.
6%. It dropped like nosedive again if you don't show your paywall during the onboarding process. So right
People
here,
do
I
like
know you
to
want to
know.
get
Yeah, people do like to know that what they have to pay.
right. So yeah, watch over it. There's a huge opportunity. You're 1 million downloads. You're wasting a lot of these precious downloads without trying to monetize. And maybe there is no monetization in this app. So I might be wrong. Ad free. I'm trying to find the monetization. Oh yeah, there is some monetization. So I
Hmm.
think you got to try to monetize. I can't even find it. It's like hiding it. This is what I see all the
Uh,
time. She's like all these app developers like, oh, just use my app and search here lock. I was like, here. Oh, this is confusing too.
yeah,
This is all
it is.
confusing. So I know with Android, you're gonna have to monetize with ads, Yan. So
Absolutely.
think about monetizing with ads. We did the video, like check out last week YouTube live stream where my friend Lawrence, he was talking about like he likes the strategy of having ads, diversifying his monetization by having ads and subscriptions. So I think that's what I would do. I know like you're proud that you're ad free, but you're on
Yeah,
Android, bro. Like the only way you're gonna monetize is through ads. So consider running
absolutely.
ads on here too.
Yeah,
All right. Cool, Ashish. So let's get into let's break it up a little bit. Let's break up the pattern a little bit, huh? Shall we?
sure.
So let's do this. You're here. Thank you for patiently waiting. And I'm so sorry for all the trouble that we went through
No
to
problem.
get you here. But
No challenges.
let's talk about some of these insights that we've been able to you guys put together. So this is a report. And Ashish, can we send this report? I'll grab the link from Ashish so you guys can download the report as
Yeah,
well. But we'll link it up to the YouTube description, and so you guys can check out the report as well. But let's break it down and give an overview, and then let's really talk about the ad creatives that are working well for some of
so the
the data.
yeah, absolutely. So the idea behind publishing this particular report was that we just wanted to really show how the the most top-notch ad creatives who have been doing exceptionally well in 2022, how people can really take a good I would say motivation, I would say, or some sort of creative sites from those particular apps, which has been exceptionally doing well. And we have done a lot of breakdown into the reports, as you can see. There are a lot of things which are included into this. The insight into the global app marketing basically shows, so since we have a gaming section available as well, so we have broken it down into the non-gaming
Yeah.
section for this one particular. And it definitely shows, if you see at these very page, shows that the number of advertiser, because of the COVID, we had a slight decrease in terms of, in the volume of overall advertising. But
Hmm.
obviously it's catching up since the post-pandemic and everything. It's going, we're getting back to the track right now. So hopefully, the trend continues and we don't face any challenges again. But yeah,
Yeah.
there
That's
was
probably a
about
good sign for
7%
us.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
If so there was about, close to 7% drop into it, but it's catching up. And it's actually
right.
catching up quite big numbers. Yeah.
Nice. And one of the things I wanted to talk about this too, because Josh is asking a question about
Okay.
this is so he said there's probably another good reason. That's probably another good reason to have a video with the Google ad stuff because Google ads are more appealing than our own listing.
Absolutely.
So one of the things we noticed with Google ads, Sheesh, is that having a vertical video actually does pretty well because Google's ads is a black
Mobile.
box, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to advertise on YouTube, you just have to upload a video. That video has to be on YouTube and you upload it to the Google Ads platform. And what we've seen is most of the time the textual ads do the best, but
Yes.
the one video creative that's done pretty well that sometimes beat the text stuff is the vertical ads. So like think about the shorts, the reels, and I
The
want to kind of share
shorts.
this too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what you guys are seeing too as well. Like these are the most popular creatives that you're sort of
Absolutely.
seeing as well.
So the idea behind the vertical apps is that every single person is on mobile these days. Like there's no one who does not have a mobile. And because of TikTok and because of YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and everything, the idea of people, I don't know if they've become lazy or not, but they don't want to move their phone to horizontal. They just want to
Yeah.
watch. They want to just quickly scroll it, and that's how the impressions are increasing for people. If you are able to catch your audience in the first 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and obviously you're able to generate those impressions, those viewership on that particular ad, and it has to be vertical. People, I don't know, uh that's one of the things I've seen, that even for me personally, I wouldn't
Mhm.
do my rotate my phone to see a video or an ad. I would just quick see if it is a vertical ad, I will watch it properly. Yes, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
But if it is not, I won't. So that's one thing we have noticed. That's a really good point. So we have brought it up. As you can see, even the screenshots and everything, these videos are vertical, and people are watching it. Lying down on your sofa, you don't have to worry about anything. Just keep scrolling with your right hand, left hand, whatever you are using. That's it.
Yeah, it's not just like live streaming apps, which kind of makes sense for a vertical because most people are doing that, but like reading apps, it's all
Yes.
vertical videos.
Reading apps, live streaming apps, comics, people love to read, people love to see. And obviously, if you see the common elements of these particular apps, they are, I don't say, people
Mm,
do like to read about this stuff like cheating, trying, and all that. But those stuff are, interesting. Let's be honest. I would read something about that. And on a normal day, I'm just passing my time out,
right.
something really interesting. It's like cheating. Okay, I can read about it. Yeah, I would do that.
Right.
So yeah, those things, common elements are obviously one of the major factors that people have a lot of viewership on their videos. Obviously, you
Yeah,
can
I
see
love it.
from the screenshots.
Okay. So the live streaming, common elements, beauties, dance, filters, voice chats,
Filters.
but reading, you want to, so it looks like you just want to elicit some type of emotion. Like you want to try to get that.
Yes.
So let's take a look at, I like this. And we've actually seen the same thing. She's like, for one of our clients, it is like almost screaming. Like the first 2, 3 seconds, you almost have to do something that elicits something, whether it's someone
Absolutely.
dancing, right, or someone
Yeah.
yelling, someone kissing. You're gonna have to do something. So it's like look at the comic apps too.
Yes.
You wanna talk about this at all?
Yeah. So
Actually, here, let's go here.
comics.
Let's go here. I want to
Yeah.
I want to talk about productivity apps if that's okay. I'm gonna jump ahead, but
Sure.
yeah,
Absolutely.
because I think most people are probably in the productivity type of space, especially
Yes.
that we know apps. But let's break this down here. The VPN apps.
So obviously VPN is like one of the key things which are coming up really, really high on the Google Play stores. A lot of people are concerned about their, security. A lot of people, do not, we we hear all these kind of things every day, like, you have been tracked, all these cookies and everything. So VPN, I think, we have seen a lot of jump in people using VPN to even normal crowds. Like I particularly remember a comment from one of my friend that he said that if you want to watch, if you want to book a flight ticket, go into incognito so that they don't track that you're particularly searching
Oh
for that
yeah, I've heard
flight.
that.
So they kind of
Yeah, yeah.
increase the price, that's kind of crazy. So I tried that a couple of times and it does work out. So yeah,
Oh
VPN
really?
kind of works with that. Obviously the common elements for people who are, playing a lot of games and they're not, they have to have better ping and all that, real-time chats. They use VPN for those things.
Mm,
And
I like it.
absolutely. So these are some of the things which, and obviously, like some of the companies, like some of the countries, for official use, they use VPN too, right? They want to use VPN to make sure that, people are unable to track them and everything. Those one of the key features. It's secure. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight as well was this one, the so like Keep Clean, which is
Yes.
this app analysis of mobile tops, and then reliable app function. Obviously it's like frees up
And
your
if you
memory,
if you look at
optimizes
the
your battery. Yeah.
absolutely. So if you go back, if you look at the pain point of downloading this particular app, is that people want to make sure that they are always able to use view these short videos. They don't want their phone to run out. So if you look at the pain point of that particular, this that it attracts a user attention.
Mm,
So it says it's memory full, and it's vertical ad, and it's on your mobile. It's like it's covering the entire screen, and it does good. Even though it's kind of let's say not up to the mark, but again, it does the job. It gets the
yeah.
attention of the viewer, of the user.
Yeah.
So and they posted it on Instagram. So obviously, Instagram is all about those shorts on vertical videos and everything. So that ad kind of fits in between those ads, in between those short reels.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, one of the things I want to talk to you about, Ashish, too, is SocialPeta covers, and I get to say this in the beginning, but they cover over 80 global ad networks across 70 countries and regions, including Unity, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yes,
What have you, and you've accumulated over 1 billion, that's what the B ad creatives,
yes,
and then you're constantly updating it so you can get insights. For those who aren't familiar with the platform, you get insights on your competitors, ad creatives, and you can see which ones have the highest impressions and which ones are running
absolutely.
across all the networks. I know the Facebook ad library shows you that same thing, but this is across all the different ad networks. Now, Ashish, what have you kind of seen from just an advertising perspective? Are you guys able to see, like, are most of the ad creatives being shown on a specific ad platform? And have you seen a shift from like Facebook to TikTok or from Unity to TikTok? Have you seen any shifts in the the platform that people are advertising, the network that people are advertising on?
Yeah. So Steve, the idea is that what we have noticed, it depends on the app they're promoting. So if it
Mm,
is like an app which is like a fun time app, then it will mostly, posted on, Instagram, or it could be on Google Ads also. But the major shift, I have not seen it particularly. It's mostly divided between Facebook and Instagram and Google Ads. And I've seen, if you see the TikTok ad breakup, they have posted ads on Facebook, Google, and Google Ads, Instagram, like 20% each. If you see their pie chart, they have, made sure that, and that's one of the most successful app ever. So they have posted ad on every one of those, platform. See, the breakdown is 20 Facebook, 20% Facebook, 20% Instagram, Messenger, Audience Network. Each of them are 20%. But since this TikTok is more like a commercial platform and people are using it for this fun, productivity, it's more, shifted towards, let's say, these days on LinkedIn apps. I've seen a lot of different ads on LinkedIn and a lot of different, games as well. So a lot of people like to play those, hyper casual games, those casual games. They see a, ads, a live ad, a playable ad. So people tend to be more focused on those kind of ads. Also, they could earn some kind of token money out of it, and then they can play those ads. So obviously that's gaming related, but we are focused right now on this call for non-gaming. For non-gaming, I would say the shift hasn't happened yet, but we have mostly seeing Facebook and Instagram being the most advertised, platforms right now.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like maybe the dollars are still spent on those platforms, and the interest, well, it's my interest personally, so I could be selfish, is on TikTok and like the
Yeah,
Google ad side of things too. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. It just feels like Google, I'm like, there's less to do. Like, here, Google, have some text. I'll update the text. Here, get me this many
Absolutely.
download at this price, and you go, and then it's like easier. Whereas, like Facebook, you got to come up with the right creatives. Google, I just write some text and get off and
Yeah,
running too.
absolutely.
Cool. All right. The other thing I wanted to kind of highlight here was just the cost. I know this is one of the questions I get asked all the
Yes.
time. What is the typical cost? Let's break this down a little bit.
So it's like we have made it like very clear. If you see the CPM, we like that's what we have focused on. And if you see all
Mhm.
these categories, we have divided those into. So non-gaming, you would see the CPM is up to 916 and the 98 cents for CPC, and CTR is like $2.07. And then we have categorized each one of them into different industry: reading, social, tools, shopping, news, finance, and obviously that we have done a gender breakdown also. So for male it's like $8.44 and then 987 for the females. And so these are kind of things which have been running, and obviously this would slightly increase considering the number of creatives which have been coming up again and again. And as I said, Facebook and Instagram have been the top running platform, and obviously there's a huge, I wouldn't coin the term as monopoly, but they're kind of ruling right now. Of course, TikTok, as I said, it's one of those, um, you know, key platform also. So yeah, so it's kind of being divided right now between all these three, and Google Ads is also always there.
Yeah.
So for your
Wow.
productivity, if you see, it's like 74 cents is the CPC and $1.86 for CTR. Good, Stevie, you were.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the lowest social tools.
Yes.
Is it like more like
And
utilities and stuff? And
finance.
then shopping.
So yeah, shopping is also like one of the lowest one. So it does help out a lot of e-commerce platforms, apart from, Amazon and Flipkart, and, Flipkart being
Right.
the Indian company, some other major, platforms for e-commerce also.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I had a conversation with somebody about this. And, obviously we've been known for more of the ASO side of things, Ashish. And I'm like, look, depending on your goals, like advertising is just something that I feel like it's almost like unless, with the web, I have a YouTube channel. I can go on TikTok, I can go on Instagram. There's many ways to attract people. But on the
Yes.
app side of things, like I feel like you just have to advertise. Like unless you just rank really well for a keyword, it's impossible to just get an app going just purely off of AO. And the example I gave was, I had one of our clients that was doing phenomenally well, like ranking for some ridiculous words, and they out their keyword metadata, and I was like, this is horrible. Like they weren't using the 100 characters. They had like they're like word, phrase, comma, space, word. That's it.
Uh,
And then I was like, look, that example shows that they sucked at ASO, but they were able to rank really well if you understand the basics, having something in the title, the subtitle, and had a great funnel. Like you think about a funnel, right? I'm going to drive advertising through Facebook, bring them into the app, convert that's good enough. Like I feel like if I had to start today, like I'd rather have a good funnel and understanding of all the numbers to figure out which platform is going to drive me the installs that I'm going to actually
Yes,
convert, and then blah blah blah. It's just a math equation now.
absolutely. No, that's where social media does come in as a really handy tool. I mean, it helps you out to find out the current trend which is happening, the new trends, the new ads. You can obviously select from the industry-wise. So let's suppose, for example, we note could take advantage from our tool, and they could use it. Yeah, so this is the tool, and it does help out a lot in terms of different creatives. As I said, we have 70 different networks, and it does compile
Yeah,
all
it's
the data
insane.
together. It accumulates all the ad, then it gives you a proper graph and charts to show you how the product has been doing well. This is where you can actually find and know each and every steps of your competitor ads, how they're doing well, why they're doing well, what is happening right
Yep.
now. So these are the kind of things,
Yeah.
as you can see, a lot of ads, a lot of creatives which are obviously available for us, for you on your fingertips. It's crazy like how we have put up everything, and the algorithm, it kind of puts up the most viewed ad, most successful ad, the most high impression ads. You can filter out all of these things together at one place and have your
Yep.
results at your fingertips, and then you can have your own digital marketing strategy for your product as well.
Yeah. And that's
The
what we
idea is to
do.
get
I mean,
inspiration. Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what we do when we're starting off. Like one of our clients, we're trying to figure out like what are the ad creatives, trying to figure out TikTok, how it would work. And because I'm so fascinated by TikTok, but like
yeah.
we're
No, I
looking at,
understand.
we're spying on our competitors and figuring out what are they already
Yes,
running. Like they're already doing it. They're already spending a lot of money. Let me just figure
absolutely.
this out. And I'll show you the power of just like spying on your competitors. Now this was an old example, but one of my friends, I call everybody friends, but like one of my friends in the app space, he said he built an app. He went to a platform like SocialPeta, downloaded
Hmm.
the competitor's video, ran that competitor's video for his app, and was able to profitably run Facebook ads as a paid app in the entertainment space. Just now, I wouldn't recommend you doing this, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
that's what he was
and
able
it's
to
it's it's
do.
a
It shows
well,
you the
that's where the
power of
creativity
how
comes in.
this is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's where the creativity comes in. Even if you have to cheat, you
Yeah.
have to be creative, right?
Yeah. I love it. It's a growth hack, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
All right. So once again, it is socialpeta.com, socialpeta.com. So go check it out there. Hey, Ashish,
absolutely.
anything else from the report that you want to make sure we cover that I might have missed?
Yeah. So basically, we have mostly covered most of the things, and but obviously you would see, US. One of the things I wanted to highlight is the if you go to page number 8, the
Okay.
country and regions, page number 8. Yeah.
Let's go full.
Yeah. So if you see, so US being on the highest on every single, we have noticed this particular trend that wherein US has become an exceptionally high expensive market in order to, market your product, market your application. As you can see, this CPM is kind of, high, really high at 1188, I'm sorry, and $8 for the CPC, similar to Australia, but again, it's really expensive these days in order to do that. That's one of the things I really wanted to highlight, and these are all related to non-gaming, and it
Mm.
has the highest advertising cost with an average of you know in Australia and Singapore, South Korea, and Japan, all these countries. Those one of the things I really wanted to highlight. If you go to the next page, sorry, yeah. So Android, when it comes to the marketing, Android is the major tool. So if you see that 70% of the total creatives are really from Android, and the
Wow.
rest of the 30 is from the iOS. So there's a huge shift between the platforms. So obviously, when someone is coming up with a new application and they really want to focus in order to make it a more successful, so it's going to be more Android based, because 70% is a big number in terms of the handheld devices which people are using. And if you see the average creatives per advertiser, it's like 341, like almost double the iOS creatives. So there's a huge shift between the Android versus iOS, store.
Why do you think that is? I have a guess, but like, why do you think that is?
Android is, personally, I use Android, so I'm going to shift towards Android.
Yeah.
And I've never used iPhone. My girlfriend uses it, and but she just uses it because it's an Apple. But I use it for Android. Is like mostly. I wouldn't say I don't have any direct answer. I don't want to hurt the iOS users, with the
Oh, how
answers.
dare you? She said, "We're gonna fight." All right.
I would say
Well, I
Android
think
is
like
cheaper, better. Yeah.
better. How dare you? I think it's the same. What you said, Ashish. I think it's a little bit cheaper, like lower cost installs. You're able to
Yes,
target, and so maybe you run a lot more creatives and find the winning creatives through Android users, and then apply to
absolutely.
iOS. I don't know. That's just my guess. Yeah.
So US, of course, has a lot of iOS users, but if I talk about India specifically,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say 70 to 80% they're Android users, but
Wow.
it's slowly catching up. Like I can see a lot of people, in my common friend group started using, shifting towards Apple. I'm not sure why, but they are moving.
I love it. Yeah, on Google Ads, we've been able to target India and get 11 cents cost per installs on
Yes,
Google Ads for Android. So yeah, really cool. I love it. Yeah, it's and then you just have to know the numbers. Like I think India was a big market for this client, and so it
it
was like the
is.
number two, number three market for us, and so we target it. And the US we're able to get 60, 70 cents per install on
Mhm.
Android, but in India we're getting 11. And so we
I
even
must say
tried
it's
Brazil.
just
So
starting for India market, like the mobile platform overall. It's just starting. It's the starting phase right now. And
yeah.
I don't see any, particular limit to it in a lot of things. A lot of, a lot of SME market, they've opened up a new companies for app development. They've opened up, new companies specifically targeting from website and app development, mobile users and everything. So they're doing everything which is related to, mobile. And of course, because, a lot of people as they continue using mobile, ad creative is one of the things, one of the key things which is going to make sure it's running on your mobile because that is something which is in your hand 24 hours, I would say 24 hours. And if you want to promote something on your mobile platform, if you have to promote something on a platform, it's going to be on mobile platform. And Android being the clear winner in terms of users. So Android being the key one right now. But of course, iOS is also catching up. Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, again. Oh, sorry. I thought I was
Oh,
on
sorry.
not
Yeah.
on mute. Okay.
Okay.
I love it. Okay. Let's go to this. We got a few more minutes left. I do have a hard out at 10 o'clock. So one
Mhm.
thing I did want to mention with Yan's app, the WeNote app that was right here. I love this promo, like this urgency. It's part of Robert
Yes.
Cialdini's influence book. So have some urgency. I love that, Yan. If you do nothing else, Yan, all you got to do is show a couple of screens onboarding and then show the stinking page on that onboarding. Guarantee you will increase your revenues just like that. So just that in and then tip me later and you can fly me out wherever you are in the world and I'll come visit you. Drinks on you and dinners on you, my friend. All right. The next one, Mike has this app. It's called Assist. Let me just go to this one because he just sent me the links here. This is Mike's app. And whoops. Okay. Let's take a look at Mike's app. But he says anything. Right? Mike is like, help me with anything and everything. So we'll do that. Everyone something they can assist with, and everyone can assist it. Okay. It looks like a gig platform.
Mhm.
So I like that. All right. Let's get into the app. And I have the iOS version. Oh, Mike.
Okay.
This is not a great website, Mike. I've tried to click on this, Mike, and I couldn't do it. Come on, buddy. Okay. So I've actually worked with a similar app in this gig side jobs type of space. Mike, I think the first thing I would say is actually here. I'll leave it up to you. You want to say anything about this app?
Yeah. So by the first look, honestly, I have no like I don't want to berate or belittle the app, but
Oh, be mean. Be mean. It's
yeah,
okay.
but I'm having hard time understanding like what exactly the app is about. Like
Yep.
how what does it do? Like assisting in like elderly people, or is it for disabled people, or what? Like I'm not sure. So yeah, that's one of the things which is missing, because even if you have a logo and it shows like what it does a little bit, so and maybe a description, pay or get paid to assist, like yeah, just wanted to highlight that particular part.
No, I think that's a great point because it yeah, who is this for, Mike? And who are you
What's
targeting?
the
Like,
target?
and yeah, like, and like honestly, the graphics are nasty, Mike. Like it's just bleh, like it's like a throw up. Like, come on, this isn't 1994 anymore. Like that you made this with front page. So you got to do better with the graphics because if I'm paying somebody to help me, I need a built-in trust. And your UI says, I don't trust you. What are you on a Commodore 64? Come on, man. Like, so I would step up the graphic game a little bit because it's not that. And if it's going to be remote work, then think about like from a keyword perspective. I know things like gigs, side jobs, even odd jobs have good traffic in the app store. And so think about targeting those particular keywords. But first and foremost, revamp the app and the graphics and even the website. Like, because for an app like this, Ashish, like I don't feel like you
Yeah,
need an app. Like for let me rephrase, for a business like this, I don't believe you need an app. Like you can just get going on the web. It's a lot cheaper. You can do this on like front page. No, not I don't even know front page is a thing
yeah,
anymore, but you can do it on Webflow. You can just do it cheaply and get it going. And I've even talked to a bunch of app developers that take people
absolutely.
to the website rather than their app because it converts better. Now their app wasn't
Yes,
like phenomenally great, but people are starting to do this. Like Fabulous, we broke down their strategy as well, where they take people to the app instead. I mean, I'm sorry, to the web rather than the app. Get them to convert on the web, and then be like, go download the app to really maximize your experience. So I don't think you need an app per se. You need to just save money and get it going that way for this
yeah.
particular business.
I would say,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
they can definitely do that. I'm gonna say, these days between me and you, Steve, what I've noticed that people are really, really going for application for each and everything. Like people hardly go to
yeah.
their laptop, hardly go to open a website in their phone. They don't want to do that because apps is like maybe it's a little more convenient, or people are just becoming more lazy, I would say. Because even for me, like I downloaded the food apps, the shopping apps. Even though, like for
Mhm.
me, honestly, Steve, I like 2 years before this, I would never download an application if it is not required into my phone. And being an
Yeah.
Android user, it does need us a lot of memory and everything, and it's not optimized. iOS on the other hand is like really optimized and everything. They have made special apps and Android. So I wouldn't download an app, but these days, I have a better phone. I have a high, storage for the phone and everything. So I'm downloading most of the apps on my phone, without even thinking about it. So yeah, if they do want to, push an ad, maybe make it more, convincing, how exactly it helps, how it exactly do, like
Yeah.
the logo and everything. Yeah, a bit more
Yeah.
clear message.
I was just saying like you can just do this everything on the web because it's cheaper, right? You don't have to unless it's
It is
built in
way more
React
cheaper.
Native
It
or
is way more
yeah.
cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
like
but
that's all
we
I
are
meant by
missing.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do miss
Okay.
those, mobile users, audience
Yeah.
a lot.
Right. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the app itself because that's what we do. And then we'll give you feedback, Mike, on the app. All right. I don't mind this, but I'm going to disallow. Mike, this is very slow, buddy. All right. Oh, it looks like it's just taking them to the app or their website. This looks like a web view.
It does.
Yeah, it looks like it's a web view. All right. That's what I'm okay. So maybe you did this cheaply. uh, okay. Well, again, you want an onboarding experience, kind of like what we talked with Yan. I didn't plan this, but both apps do not have an onboarding experience. You need an onboarding experience because you got to think of each download as a drunken download. You want to
Absolutely.
remind people. I have the stupid same intro every time I go live on YouTube or every stupid
Yeah.
YouTube video, right? You want to remind the new people what
Yeah.
the hell they're gonna get out of this video. So you want to just remind people they looked at your screenshots, they downloaded your app. Just remind them what they're here for, and then get them to sign up as well. So that's the first thing I would
It's
do.
like
Like,
it's like window shopping. You see a
yeah,
nice, dress and everything out of the glass view, and you kind of like, oh, I like this t-shirt, I want to buy it. Kind of that thing. It has to be visually, attract the user as well, and have that minimalistic approach to it, so that people don't feel the hassle of downloading it or registering it. So
yeah,
yeah,
great.
kind of get to know that what exactly the app is.
Uh, cool. Are there anything else that you want to mention with this app?
Nothing, no,
No?
that's absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
All right. Well, so what we're gonna do next week, I'm gonna put it into the link just so you guys can see it. But what we're gonna have Broda back on, and then we're gonna talk about the ad mob violations. So join us next week if you have any ad mob violations. We're gonna break it down with you guys, try to help solve those violations, those policy violations, live with App Broda. So join us next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you're starting to run your advertising, I feel like super important. It's almost like opposite of what it is for my business. I would recommend go checking out socialpeta.com, socialpeta.com. It's really, I've checked out the platform. I've already reviewed the platform for you guys, but you can see all the ad creatives on all the different platforms. On Facebook, you just see what's happening on Facebook, but you see it across all the different ad networks, see which ones working, get some inspiration. You don't have to do that growth hack and just download that video and run it as your own, but just get some
Absolutely.
inspiration and start running those ads, because they're already showing you what ads they're running the most impressions, would tell you this is probably the most effective ads for them as well. So it is socialpeta.com. Ashish, if the audience wants to connect with you in any other way, do you want to send them anywhere else?
So I'm available for the India market, but obviously they can get in touch with me with any particular country. There's no challenge. We have people all over, so they would be able to help them. And
Yeah.
there's no challenge with that. If you go to the website itself, there's a chat button. All of our cell phone numbers, email addresses are mentioned. They can get in touch with us
Gee.
anytime with any queries. Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
it
you go to the
really
website,
is.
yeah,
Like, you want to WhatsApp me? WhatsApp me. You want to WhatsApp? I'm gonna WhatsApp you right
absolutely.
now. No. All right.
So
I didn't know
they
what would
can reach out to us.
happen if I do that. That's awesome.
It's a really cool feature
That's
because it
crazy.
gives you a direct competition, direct connect with the user directly. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I love a company that just does WhatsApp me. Fine. All right. Go ahead. Talk to me.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Ashish, thank you so much for coming on and doing this, man.
Thank you for welcoming me, Steve. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Thank you guys for watching. I apologize. It's not my fault. It's go blame Melon. All right, tweet at him. I don't know. Do something. But we had some
Yeah.
technical problems. We made it. We made it through. Ashish, that was a great insight. Once again, guys, it is. Oh, and if you guys want to work with me, just go to appmasters.com. We got a lot. One of my friends, we've known each other for a few years. She's like, Steve, I didn't know you did, advertising and Apple search ads. I was like, yeah, I do. And then obviously I don't promote our services. So if you need help with ASO, Apple search ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, we're here for you at masters.com, and join us next week where we're going to really break down all your policy violations for AdMob. Ashish, have a great weekend, my friend. And to you guys
Thank you,
watching, have
Steve.
a
You
great
too.
weekend.
You too.
All
Take
right.
care.
I'll see you guys next week, every week. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.